So, good day and welcome to my channel. My name is Oluwaseun Adedara Odugua. Today I'll be talking about a special topic that I know that a lot of women are interested in. If you are single, for those that are married to, and for the single mothers too, there is nobody that God does not speak to, and there is no one that God is not concerned about. He's actually concerned about every one of us, and is actually very concerned about who we are getting married to and our choices in life too. And that is why I'm going to be talking about a very special topic today that has to do with marriage, and that is who exactly that you're going to choose as your life partner. See, growing up, our parents actually has helped us to carry a lot of burdens over our shoulder. From the time we are little, they take care of us, the school we are going to go to, the food that we are going to eat, even up to the university that we are going to go to. They try to solve all these problems for us, and at the end of the day, we don't really have much choices to make. But when it comes to the issue of marriage, it's actually our own choice to make. And for a lot of people that are so lucky, they will have somebody going out there to help them to actually pray or do some little findings about the person that they actually want to get married to. And for some people, they are not lucky. They have to do all these things all by themselves. People just go out there, you meet somebody on the very first date, and you see that this person maybe talks like the way you want a man to talk, or some people will say, I want a man that is tall, dark, handsome, nice. But when it has to do with issues of marriage, tall, dark, and handsome is not what you should be looking out for. Actually, there are a lot of things that you need to look out for that is more than tall, dark, and handsome. And that's where the place of God comes in. Actually, we use myself as an example because nowadays, with the kind of statistic that we have out there, you can go on Google and type it. You will see that we have a lot of single mothers now than we've ever had it before. People are getting married 3 months, 6 months, a year, and they're just running out of it. You should ask the question, why? And that is why we are still going to talk about that. That's another topic for another day entirely, but that's why we actually need to know who you are supposed to get married to. See, we have over 7 point something billion people on the face of the earth, and people will say that one particular person is not meant for one person or something like that. My sister, there is actually one particular person that is meant for you out of the 7.8 billion people on the surface of the earth. And your own work is to actually find out who that special person is. And that is what I'm going to help you out with today in seeking the face of the Lord. People will ask the question like, do God really speak about who we should get married to? The answer is yes. Now, I will use myself as an example. I have a lot of examples of people that God actually revealed to them who they should get married to, and they've been having it easy. I'm not saying that there won't be times where people will have misunderstandings in their marriage. Of course, even when you are eating and you are chewing food, there is no way once in a while that you won't bite yourself, and that's your tongue and your mouth that have housed themselves for several years. They still fight with each other. Not to now talk of somebody that you don't even know that is coming from another background entirely, and you guys are coming together to meet. Definitely you have times that you fight. But if you actually sought the face of God for that kind of person that you should get married to, and God approved of it, the kind of fight that you're going to have that has to do with tongue and mouth won't be as much as those ones that at the end of 6 months, 3 months, they actually cut off the tongue and throw it out. Like, no, I'm no more doing. And that's why we have a lot of single mothers out there. How did I get to meet my husband? Now, there is this particular day I was in my office. Actually, I read pharmacology. I have a master's degree in environmental management and toxicology as well, but I'm a fashion designer. That's what I've been doing for the past 10 years now. I have my own fashion house. So I was actually working in my office. I was on my machine working when a man actually came. He said we should rent an apartment together. I was using a shop and I wanted to go and rent a 3-bedroom flat. So this man was actually the person that I wanted to take the flat, but he said he doesn't need the whole 3-bedroom. He only wants a room out of the 3-bedroom apartment, and he wants someone that can actually share the flat with him. Okay, so he came, and he came along with some of his friends, and they were just outside talking and gisting, and my husband now was part of the friends that followed the man to actually come to my office. So they were outside, they were talking. He was part of the people talking. He was saying women are evil, women are bad, women are not nice. Probably has had one experience or the other in the past that was not really, really good. So as I stepped out to follow the man to go to the flat to check it out, on my way, as I just walked past him, I felt this kind of cold sensation on my head, like somebody poured a cold water on me. And I heard clearly that God asked me to look at my side. I should look at him. I just looked at him and I was like, why are you telling me to look at him? What's so special about him? And that was just it. And I forgot about it. I went on to get the flat. I was using the flat with the man and all that. And before I actually moved down to that particular town that was doing my fashion designing, I actually went for prayer. And a particular woman told me that from that particular moment that I came for prayers, that I should wait for 2.5 years. I should not date anybody before I meet my husband. I even wanted to go to Lagos to go and start my fashion designing business. And she told me that I should go to Shagamu. That is where I'm going to meet my husband. That if I should move to Lagos, it's not that we're not going to meet each other, but it's going to be very difficult for us to actually meet. For me to make it easier for him to meet me, I should actually go to that particular town and go and start my business there. Okay, fast forward to a few weeks later, I got a text message on my phone. My husband now texting me, hello madam, how are you doing? We have a program in Lagos. Pastor Kojo Imade was actually hosting an event and he was asking me if I would like to come for the event. I was like, do I really want to go? I was like, I'm not this kind of outgoing kind of person. I'm an introvert. I don't really like going out, meeting people and all that. It was just like, it's a nice meeting. If you like to go, just come along and go with us. Okay, so we went for the event. We got back. We started talking. After some few months, my pastor called me and he said he wanted to see me. I was like, why do you want to see me? The following week, he called me again. He said he wanted to see me. The third time, my pastor called me again and he said, I want to see you. You need to come and see me. It's very, very important and it's very urgent. So I went over to his place to go and see him, and he told me that the Lord has been putting it in my heart for the past 2 weeks now that there is something you need to tell me. I said, there is something I need to tell you. Like, I don't have anything to tell you. He was like, there is something you need to tell me. Just search inward and see if there is something there is an information that you need to pass across to me. I was like, okay. I searched. I was like, what do I really need to tell you? He was like, is there any new person you met or something like that, a man or something? Oh, I said, yeah, I met somebody, but it's not something serious, so I don't think there is any need for me to tell you. So he was like, that is actually the reason why I called you. And I was like, why? He now said, the Lord has been showing me the face of a particular man for the past 2 weeks, and he said that your husband is here. I was like, okay. So I tried to put it together, and I could remember that it was actually 2.5 years at that particular month that that woman told me that I was actually going to meet my husband. So it clicked. I was like, oh, okay. But then there were so many things on ground that we were actually looking at it that, okay, will people around us really allow us to get married and all that? And the pastor was like, a lot of people are going to say no. A lot of people are going to be like, why both of you and all that. But he told me that I should hold on to what he's telling me at this particular moment. And because of what God has told me and revealed to me myself, I knew that if God is said to do something, there is no man that is going to stop him. Few months after that, we got married. Yeah, it's been 7 amazing years now. And the Lord has been putting it in my heart to actually share my story and share my experiences with a lot of women, because I see women struggling and the devil actually trying to bring a lot of big potentials down when it comes to the issue of marriage. Marriage is not something that you just jump into because every other person are getting married, but because my friends are getting married, I want to get married too. If I should begin to count my fingers on the number of people that I know within the space of 7 years that I got married, that I've been in and out, then I'll be counting my toes too. If we should look at the news and look at the statistics of women that are not married, then we'll know that it's high time we go back on our knees and actually seek the face of God concerning the issue of marriage. When it comes to our health, when it comes to petty things that are not even as big as marital issues, we go on our knees and ask God for direction. Then when it now comes to life partners, we now use our, how will I say now, our emotions. We allow our emotions to speak for us. At the end of the day, you now go back to God to blame God. It's actually supposed to be you going to God first, God telling you who to marry next, and you meeting the person, or you now waiting on that promise next and fulfilling the purpose. Rather, most of us, we do it the other way around. We how will I say it now? We actually satisfy ourselves first, then we now start seeking the face of God. What do you want God to do to help you to change what is not to what should be? If you have a man that is actually misbehaving or is doing something that is not right, and you actually heard from God, like God told you that this is the person that you're supposed to marry, you can actually go back on your knees and call unto God and say, I know you are not a liar, and you are the person that gave me this so person. I want you to come right now and do what you are supposed to do. Then God is going to do it. But you can't call God and say, God, come. Here is my choice. I want you to wash this cup, clean the print on it, and make it brand new. If God is not the one that printed on it for you and say, take, then you are going to have a lot of problem. And that is why we have to go back to our knees and make sure that we seek the face of God. We should not do the selection ourselves, because even when it comes to the normal things like we want to buy hair, we want to buy clothes, a lot of us make mistakes. Now, not to talk of human being, somebody that you're going to be with for the rest of your life. So what are those things that I did then? I fasted, I prayed, I tried to find someone to talk to, maybe your pastor or somebody that you know that you can confide in, that you can pray together. You need to have a prayer partner. You need to wait till God says you can go ahead before moving ahead. A lot of people have made mistakes of probably getting married to someone, and maybe after a year or 2 years, the person just die, and you are just like, God, why me? If it's not the purpose of God for you, there is nothing you're going to do about it. So that is why we need to wait. We need to wait. We need to listen to what God is saying. It's not everybody that is out there that is meant for you. It's not every fine man that is meant for you. If God says your husband is not going to be as fine as the image that you have in mind, it's better to have a man that is fine in words, in character, in behavior, in attitude, than to have a man that is just fine on the surface and the inward is just bad. Because some men will do to you things that will make you even regret ever meeting them. And that is after saying I do. And the question is, from how many homes or beds do you want to jump down from before actually settling down to say, finally, you want to listen to God? It's better you listen to God at the beginning so that you can have a purpose-filled life. Please subscribe to my channel and click the notification button, because I'm going to be dropping nice topics, things that women need to know and what we need to discuss on a weekly basis. Please subscribe to my channel so that we can rub minds together. If you have any question, if you have anything that you want to ask me, or if you need prayer partners, or you need us to pray together concerning something that is bothering you, please comment below and don't hesitate to reach out to me. Thank you.